How's it going, guys? It's Richard, and you might be surprised that I hadn't yet made a video about the what's coming and what's going homepage post that we got made by Mod MMG. Now the reason behind this is because I'm actually joining a podcast with HalimRS, and we're going to be talking about everything in that post, so I didn't really want to spoil that. Also, I'll be posting a video like sort of saying when that will be happening and everything closer to the time, and it should be happening on on Monday, so I'll post a video on Sunday just letting you know what's happening. Now what I wanted to talk about is from the link on the homepage to the forum post talking about the what's coming and what's going. Mod Mark had posted a fair few posts, so what I've got here is a search by Mod Mark, and basically showing all the posts that he's made. So we've got a few little posts here that I just wanted to go over really quickly and just say that like how awesome they actually sound. A lot of promise sounding from these. So first off is gambling. Right, I'm just going to stay up. Right, I know some people like gambling and everything, but I'm going to say straight off, I hate gambling. I really don't like the way gambling works. I hate the spammers that are sat there and like H/C and all that random crap. And now that there are bots doing it, even worse. So I'm not really a massive fan of gambling. Anyway, that's my opinion out the way. They're saying that they're working on some content to deal with mobile gambling devices. They could really easily do that. Change all flowers to red, like they did in the beta. Remove numbers from seals, like they did in the beta. That was just the biggest slap in the face when they removed them in the beta but not in the actual game. But they're going to be changing that, and eggs and everything. Eggs, not really a massive problem. Barely anyone actually has them, so it's not really anything that's that much of a problem. And yeah, so they're saying there's high risk for gameplay within risk, blah blah blah. And they're saying that they're going to be removing those, and they're going to be making their own in-game version. And a really important note here is it's entirely in-game gold and no real-world cash. So absolutely no microtransactions here, thank God. Imagine if they did that though. Imagine if you could buy like extra chips or whatever for their casino or however it would work out through like Solomon's General Store. How much rage that would ensue. Anyway, and they're talking about the new skills, and as we already know, just saying it's a gathering skill like mining and fishing. But they did previously say that it's not going to be like the sort of like mining and fishing. But anyway, they said it'd be quite unique, so that'll be interesting to find out. But as I'm saying, like, yeah, first of the new skill, I'm hoping that will have it in game before the summer. Personally, I was actually expecting it to be like January, because they said they were going to have 2 new skills. But realistically, if they release one in the summer, are they going to have enough time to release it? Like release the next one by the end of the year? I reckon we're only really going to see 1 new skill this year, but at least we'll know there's a new one in the pipeline. And another quite important update here is PKing/wildy. At the moment, PKing is really dead. Literally no one's in the wildy anymore. You can run straight through Edgeville, straight to go and kill your Bork or whatever. You can go into the Chaos Tunnels with absolutely no fear whatsoever of any PKs anymore, which is on some levels kind of good, on other levels kind of bad. I mean, in terms of the PKing community, they're probably quite sad about this. I guess the EOC, maybe some people just didn't like the change, or maybe it does actually make it harder. If I'm entirely honest, not really tried. I've only really done it with a couple of like random fights in the duel arena or whatever, but I personally found it quite fun, but maybe it's just a bit too intense for some people. So they're going to be changing that, and they're also making a huge point as they're going to be having meaningful conversations with the PK community. So they're going to actually be listening to player feedback. I guess we'll find out how that goes. Now another one, reworking old content. One thing that really caught my attention here was Trouble Brewing. They're going to be reworking Trouble Brewing. However that's going to work, I do not know. But I mean, it is such dead content right now. I think it is probably some of the most dead content I know of. The only other example of really dead content I can think of is charm sprites. If you don't know what a charm sprite is, it's this random hunter minigame where you get like 1 slice of a charm, which is equal to 1/10 of a whole charm. And it's the most boring way of training hunter. It's not efficient, it's not a good way of getting charms, and it's kind of boring, and it's far too click intensive, so that's more dead content. That wasn't really relevant to what we're talking about here, but still. Yeah, and they're saying they're going to be making changes to agility and summoning, thank God. And construction, I believe they mentioned construction. Yeah, construction skill and the entire concept of player-owned houses. Because of this, I don't think I really want to train my construction any higher, because I want to train it while there's still like these changes become implemented. So yeah, I think I'm just going to leave my construction at 80. It'll be probably one of my last skills that I get to 99, but I guess we'll see. And the final point is a few like other questions that they're saying about skill levels and combat. They have been saying that skill levels have absolutely no but if you don't know, basically skill level has absolutely no impact on DPS. Well, when I say no impact, it has pretty much no impact. I've actually been working on a spreadsheet that shows a graph of like what the massive jumps you get. So like for example in range, you get a huge jump in DPS every 10 levels, and you can it looks ridiculous. The graph looks absolutely ridiculous the way it just takes huge jumps, and then for 10 levels there's like basically no damage increase, then massive jump again. So I'll make a video about that, saying about how it's really pointless, and hopefully about these changes. And very finally, there's a new free-to-play dungeoneering update. Basically at the moment, free-to-play dungeoneering is very difficult because you're only allowed up to Fractite, and that's really, it's just not cutting it. It's not cutting it at all with the NPCs that you get in dungeoneering. So dungeoneering is very challenging at the moment for lower levels. You know, maybe that's just how it is. Sorry, not lower levels. For the higher levels even, because they've only got Fractite, but they're getting the higher level NPCs. So that sucks really. But they'll be changing that, thank God. And not that it really impacts me, but obviously it does impact some people. And the fact they oversighted that a bit is, you know, it's Jagex for you. And also just wanted to highlight this little bit here. They're saying that they're going to be making more points in the next OG blog. So we'll be seeing what changes are going to be coming to the evolution of combat and seeing how skill levels affect it. So that should be very promising when that finally comes about. So some pretty promising looking updates. It might just be another Jagex scam where they're trying to convince us that good stuff's going to be happening in the game and you know it's not going to turn out. I'll leave the link in the description for this thread, and then you can look information about it. And also be bringing you some information about this podcast that I should be getting involved with on Monday, a video probably around Sunday time. So thank you very much for watching, guys. I hope this has been insightful information, and I hope to see you in the next video.